Ave Mujica, the die is cast, 13 episodes, drama and music. Now, before I start the review proper, I should say that this anime is a spin-off to another called Bang Dream is My Go. Now, do you have to watch that one to understand this anime? No. I was able to properly follow along the story, connect with the characters and everything. So no, you don't have to watch the other one. Now, would you be able to appreciate this anime a little bit more if you have watched the other one? Yes, but you don't have to, and that's what I'm trying to say. Now, the story follow along a group of girls that form a band, like the name of the title of this anime, Ave Mujica, and the band has a all Victorian theme going on with their clothing, and also each one of them wearing a mask to hide their identities. So they are also going by stage name, so none of the audience know who they really are. Now, this story also covers the not only the music but covers the each and every characters and their own personal struggles. Yes, some of them are much bigger than others, but each and every one of them has something to overcome, and some of them are much more entertaining to watch, but still, it was those that was well done. It was well done. Now I think that before I'm going to touch upon each and every characters and their struggles a little bit, so to not give I'm going to be a little bit vague about it. But before I start, let me just say that yes, this anime, all the characters are in 3D models. Now, I always give every anime a fair chance, so I watched the animes in its entirety, so I can say that that was not a problem. Throughout all the episode, it was consistent. The body movement was very fluid, it never felt stiff. The facial animation was very expressive, their emotions and everything from anger to happy, from frustrated, was very well done. So the 3D models was never a problem. Now, do you have to get a little bit used to it if you only watch 2D anime? Yes, but you get used to it very quickly. It wasn't a detriment in any way, shape, or form to this anime. Now, the other thing is that look, this anime is a drama music, but man, was there barely any music. The first episode, I would say like the first 5 minutes, we open with a musical number from the band, and you don't see another musical number all the way up to episode 10. So yes, in this anime, even though I thought that it was going to be like not every episode, like every three, every four episode, a little bit of music here and there, but seriously, not from one to all the way up to episode 10. That was a problem for me because throughout although with the personal struggles of every characters, there was a tension in the air, and a little bit of musical numbers throughout this anime would have been very much appreciated to cut that tension up, to be able to digest this anime a little bit more easily, because there it was needed. Now, to talk about every character now, I'm going to be vague about it, but let's start with the character that I like the least, with Niamu. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm saying that name wrong, but I just Niamu. Now, she I really do not like her. She is very social media hungry, very selfish. In many ways. for once, for one, she, like I said in the a little bit a while back, the band all wear masks to hide their identities, but she went rogue, and in one of the when there were up front in stage, she went and revealed her identity to everybody, and that was a big no-no because the leader of the band and the other members said they don't want to reveal their identities, but she was the only one that was selfishly pushing and pushing. Oh, we want to reveal our identity. That will create so much buzz and everything. But the other bandmate says no, but no, she didn't take no, and she went rogue and revealed her identity, and that would be one thing. But then she went through every other bandmates, and she was yanking off their mask, revealing their identities, and some of them were fine with it. It wasn't a problem, but for other characters it was a problem because they preferred the anonymity of it. And seriously, she was super selfish for doing that. And not only that, one other thing, when she went to her bandmate's house and missed her mother, who is a famous actress, she shamelessly went up to her mother, just meeting her for the first time, and saying, "Oh, you being very up there in the entertainment business, why don't you use a little bit of your connections to make some jobs going my way?" And she was shameless in many ways. And do you know what the sad thing about this all is? That that's not even her own personal journey. Her own personal journey struggle wasn't I didn't have anything to do with her personality. No, it was about her acting career, and she feeling inferior to other people who are geniuses when it comes to acting, and she getting over that hurdle, over that stump, and that's it. No, oh, you were shameless, or you have to rail in your personality a little bit. No, it was just simply her acting career, and that was barely any character growth when it comes to her. If I just simply don't like her. Now we have our other. Let's move up to another character. We have Umuri, who her personal journey wasn't that big of a deal. It was mostly that she, because of something that happened to her in her past, she became a little bit too close off. So when a classmate of her tells her, "Oh, your bandmate don't have any trust in you because of your personality or how you have been conducting yourself all this time," she becomes a little bit too eager to be trusted. Oh, I'm doing this. Please trust me. She becomes very trust hungry. She was doing a little bit too much to gain the trust of her bandmates, and that's mostly her struggle. Now, by the end of it, does she get a little bit of trust from her bandmates? I would say yes, but it was never properly addressed. So if I don't know if her journey, her struggles were completed or not. Now, to another character, Sakiko, Togawa Sakiko. Now, her struggles, I'm going to be vague with this one. Pretty much, her mom died. She is living with her dad. Her dad went to became an alcoholic, losing his job and everything, barely scraping by. Sakiko having to do part-time jobs, being focusing too much on her band, to a point where she no longer is about the enjoyment of the music. It's mostly a way to an escape from reality, to saying stuff like this band is my everything. Without this band, I lose everything, and so on and so on. Now, is there more to her struggle and her journey? Yes, but I'm going to leave it there to for anybody who wants to watch this anime. Now, we also have Misumi, and Misumi is very obsessed with Sakiko, and and very obsessed, wanting to spend a lot of time with her. Even she's obsessed with her, wanting to spend as much time as possible with her. And even when she's getting closer with one of the other bandmates, getting a little bit irritated because she wants her to herself. And you don't see, it's a mystery why she's so obsessed with her, but you is properly revealed in episode 11 the reason why she's so obsessed with Sakiko. And let me tell you, the way they did the reveal was masterfully done. Because episode 11, the entire episode was the backstory about her backstory, the her struggles, and the reason why became so obsessed with Sakiko. And so well done, because the entire episode was like a stage play, with the she being the only person acting. And it was the voice acting in that particular episode was just well done. It captured my interest throughout the entire episode, and the way that the camera movement, the way that the background would change depending of when what she's talking about, when she's talking about where she grew up, who she met, or what she's doing. It was just I'm not doing it justice, but it was let me see if I can say in a way that makes sense. A one man stage play, but done so professionally, so entertaining. It was just, out of all the 13 episodes, that episode was by far my favorite. It was it was just so well done. It's it, let me just move up to another character now. The other character, Musumi Wakawa, Wakaba, Wakaba Musumi. Now, she is a tricky one to talk about, but let's say this. She, throughout the band, she was very distressed because, like I said, Niamu removed her mask, and she had a little bit of an, not necessarily an inferiority complex, but she wanted to be recognized by her own talents and not by the talents of her famous actress mother, or or comedian talk show host father. She wanted to be recognized for her own talents. And she, yes, the whole removing the mask, that caused her a lot of anxiety, where she had a little bit of a mental breakdown. And and she developed a split personality. Now, was that something that happened? Yeah, look, no, let me not reveal that one. Like I said, yeah, she developed a split personality. And let me just say that the imagery, the symbolism, when she is in her own head, talking with her other split personality, talking between each other, was so entertaining. The way they would speak with one another, the the way that the environment, visually the environment would change depending of what they're talking about, or the mood they're going through, was so also well done. Between the when it comes to the personal struggles, when it comes to Mizumi and Wakaba, those two are far the better ones that were well, so well done when it comes to the visual presentation, the voice acting, and everything. Seriously, the voice acting when it comes to Mizumi in episode 11, the voice actress through that entire episode masterfully done, and Wakaba with her struggles and the way she would interact with her split personality, because with her split personality it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There was a little bit of infighting between the two personalities, and the way they would talk to talk with one another. The voice acting also was so well done. And a third would be Sakiko with the whole alcoholic father and everything. Umuri with having trust issues, we have wanting people to trust her. Fourth and by last, Niamu with her terrible personality. And let me see. Yes, I think I touch upon the story and the characters and everything. So I'm going to leave it here. Now, I'm going to give this one a score of 6. A 6 out of 10. Now, the reason I'm going to give it a 6 is because, like I said a while back, there was barely any music. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.